Welcome back to Joe Stunner Boxing. So Anthony Joshua obliterates Francis Ngannou in under 2 rounds, scores 3 right-hand knockdowns, 1 in the first round, 2 in the second round, and the third of those knockdowns, the second one in the second round, put Ngannou out before he'd even hit the floor. I mean, Ngannou just... This is what you do, or what any leading heavyweight, any leading top 5 heavyweight should do with a ranked novice. And that is what Ngannou is. And yes, his performance against Fury was, as I've said this before, and actually Barry Jones said it also, it was the greatest ever debut by any fighter. But he did get beat. I thought Fury beat him. There wasn't much in it, but Fury beat him. Ngannou didn't get a sniff in this fight, not a sniff. First round, Ngannou came out, AJ looking very, very relaxed, extremely confident, as was Ngannou. And Ngannou look in the box. But they said something during commentary, and that was that Ngannou was biting on every single feint that Joshua was giving him. How many times have we said it before? There is no substitute for experience in any walk of life, including boxing. If you're going to be a boxer, you've got to go through it incrementally. It's a certain type of discipline. Francis Ngannou is a true fighting man. He's an extremely powerful, hard-hitting man, but he's not a boxer. He's had one professional boxing contest where he did extremely well, and in this fight, he just got completely his naivete and inexperience and all the rest of it just got exposed painfully. Because even though he was so confident early on, you could tell Joshua was matching him for that. And Joshua was, jabbing a bit, using his feet, controlling the range. Ngannou, just before the knockdown in the first round, Ngannou actually switched southpaw. He was that confident. He was that, it's almost like he didn't realize that he was the inexperienced one, or he didn't realize what Joshua was capable of doing. Maybe the performance against Fury, and let's be honest, Fury made a total fool of himself in that fight. Maybe he thought, well, everyone, this is easy. I can do this. No, you can't. Not if someone comes in when they're prepared, physically, mentally, emotionally, which Joshua was. Fury made a complete tit of himself, took him lightly, just thought he was going to slap Ngannou around and then go in with a big fat paycheck and fight Usyk in December, which, of course, we know how things went. None of that with AJ. Even in the build-up, like just before, not the ring walk itself, although Joshua looked perfectly calm in that. But when they showed pictures of Joshua in his dressing room, he was just sort of almost meditating. He was just sort of staring and into space as if he was in his own little world, but very, very serene. And the hookup with Ben Davison, that's paying real dividends. It really is. Well, anyway, getting back to the first round, like I say, at one point Ngannou turned southpaw, but it's only 20 seconds after that Joshua threads through a right cross, lands on Ngannou's chin, puts him over. Ngannou gets up, no problem, but he looks shaken. Look on his face is like, oh wow, that wasn't meant to happen. That was towards the end of the round. In the second round, again, Ngannou came out, but again, he's not really showing any nous. He's not really showing any kind of ring IQ. Joshua is almost, he's been very patient. It's a 10-rounder, no problem. I've done this loads of times before. Pop with a jab and, give him a few feints. And Ngannou was not really knowing what to do, but he did the only thing that he really knew how to do, which is to go forward and try and strike with Joshua. But he walks into another right hand and down he goes. And this time he's badly hurt. He gets up, knows where he is, but he's hurt. So he gets up and the look on his face, he looks kind of like, oh, I'm out of my depth here. For the first time, he really did look, all at sea. Joshua almost casually walks across the ring, another right hand, straight through the guard, bang on the jaw of Ngannou. Ngannou topples backwards, completely out before he hits the floor. His right leg is almost bent backwards under him. and he crashes onto the floor. He crashes onto the canvas. And that's all she wrote. He was flat out, and it took a couple of minutes, 2-3 minutes for him to get up. And, I mean, yes, it's a great performance by Joshua. The manner in which he went about his work was superb. I mean, really, really good. But, again, this is how you should deal with a novice heavyweight, especially one who's very cavalier and comes at you and isn't being defensive at all. Yeah, I mean, this is... Afterwards, Eddie Hearn saying no one can beat AJ when he's on this form, blah blah. Okay, let's not get carried away. This was again a novice heavyweight, albeit potentially a very dangerous one. And Fury was in the audience. He must have, yes, he was actually applauding Joshua. What else could he do? I mean, he made a damn fool of himself against Ngannou. He can put that right against Usyk by beating Usyk, but you've got to give Joshua props. I mean, again, it's his mentality. It's the way he's controlling his emotions that's impressive. Again, it's almost like he had those years in the wilderness between the first Ruiz fight, probably up to the Helenius fight. I mean, the Helenius fight was a predictable knockout in the sense that no one expected Helenius to win, especially as he was an 11th hour substitute. But when Joshua got that picturesque knockout against Helenius, and certainly when he came back against Wallin, he just looked almost, reborn might be a bit melodramatic, but he just looked like he'd arrived again, like he'd found that ground, that common ground he was looking for. And I just wonder how much of it has to do with Ben Davison. I think Ben Davison deserves an awful lot of credit for the work he's doing with Joshua. But what did you think of this? I thought it was a shocking knockout. I mean, highlight reel stuff. Don't even begin to cover it. But yeah, I'm impressed. I want to see Joshua again. Don't know who it'll be against. Eddie Hearn said that Turki Al-Sheikh has said he will get Joshua the winner of Usyk Fury. Of course, the winner of that has got to want it. Does Usyk want to fight Joshua a third time? If there's enough money on the table, would Fury, if he beats Usyk, which is a big if, but possible. Joshua's back. Joshua's back, and it's good to see him back as well. But what do you think? Comments below. And yeah, thank you for your time. It's been a good night of boxing. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Just hit the subscribe button and also tap the like button as well. Tell me what you think about Joshua. And Ngannou, this is probably the last we'll see of him in boxing, but, I've got a lot of respect for the guy. His journey's been fantastic, and he's given us a couple of fun nights. But yeah, let me know what you think. Comments below. I'll answer as many as I can, and I'll catch you later. Bye for now.